The most recent data shows that the number of people purchasing homes has reached a new all-time high, but at the same time, you have economists coming out saying that the housing market will soon bottom. What the hell does that mean? Well, in today's video, we're going to dive into the details of this report, help you make sense of it so that you can make educated, informed decisions if you are a buyer or a seller in 2021. So last week we received data that pending home sales had increased nearly 8% from April to May, and that's a 13% increase year over year. Now, the previous 5 months leading up to this, update, if you will, we saw a decline in pending home sales. So month over month, we saw a decline in pending home sales. In fact, economists had come out and said that they expected a 1% decline in the April to May numbers, but we saw an 8% jump. What's the reason that we saw this jump? Well, Dr. Lawrence Yun came out and said that he believes because interest rates had ticked back below 3%, the most recent survey from Freddie Mac, their Freddie Mac Mortgage Market Survey, said that the average interest rate was 2.98%. So interest rates have dropped back below 3%, but at the same time, we've seen inventory levels increase. So inventory levels have increased. Buyer demand has stayed strong because interest rates ticked back below 3%, and so we saw this big jump in pending home sales. Now, the real question is this sustainable? Well, Yoon goes on to say that he believes it is sustainable as long as the stock market continues to move up, as well as home prices continue to move up. Now, how does one have to do with the other? Well, if home prices continue to move up, it gives people more equity, more confidence in what's going on. And a lot of people are buying second homes, investment properties. A lot of people are pulling cash out of their property to purchase something else. So as things increase, it gives them more available cash to buy something else. The same can be said for the stock market. With stock prices increasing, cryptocurrency going up, people have confidence in the market and feel that they're in a better position to purchase something, and therefore you're likely going to see sales continue. But at what pace, right? It's really hard to say. Now, if you've heard me talk in other videos, I've said that I believe the worst is behind us with regards to supply levels. Now, I think last year was the lowest supply levels that we're likely going to see. I don't think we're going to touch, inventory levels that low again. I do think we'll continue to see inventory levels increase, which is going to moderate sales pace, right? You're going to have, more supply coming to the market, which means, you're not going to have the number of people going above and beyond the asking price. In many cases, they're going to have many, more opportunities, more options out there to choose from. And so I think that means less craziness in the housing market. Now, I do believe you're likely to see appreciation continuing upwards. And we'll talk about, the chief economist from Keller Williams and his thoughts on appreciation going forward here in just a minute. In order to see where the market's going, it's good to look at one of the lagging indicators, and that is mortgage applications. So mortgage applications had declined back from, December until April. And, as a lagging indicator, we don't really start to see the effects of the decline in those mortgage applications until later down the road. And so, we did see mortgage applications decline, and then we started to see the number of sales decline. But recently we've seen mortgage applications increase because interest rates have dropped back down. Now, does that mean, we're going to see, higher existing home sales, higher pending home sales into the future? It's really hard to say. It really depends on what, interest rates do. But I believe as they stay low, you're going to see mortgage applications stay pretty steady. But one of the biggest issues out there at the moment is the fact that, first-time home buyers are, any buyer for that matter is having trouble with regards to affordability. Buyers can only qualify for, a certain threshold, if you will, based on what the lender, says they can afford. And once home prices reach above those levels or exceed those levels, then those home buyers are no longer in a position to be potential buyers at that time. And that's one of the issues right now in the housing market, and likely why you've seen a little bit of a stall in the number of sales. But let's take a look at a statement from Ian Shepherdson. He's a chief economist at Pantheon Macroeconomics. And he says that sales lag mortgage applications, and the 26% plunge in the latter between December and April is now working its way through the sales numbers. He goes on to say that sales will soon hit bottom given the flattening in mortgage demand over the past couple of months. Now, he says that the number of sales will soon hit bottom. He didn't say the housing market will soon bottom. And so if you read the headline of this article, it's made it's made to believe that the housing market is soon going to bottom out, when in fact he's talking about the number of sales. And just because sales decline, the number of sales decline, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see a bottom in the housing market. You have to understand where we're coming from in these numbers, right? If you're comparing June, July of this year versus June, July of last year, we saw huge growth in the housing market during that time. And if you're doing a year over year analysis of the number of sales, we're likely to see a decline because we can't continue at that pace, right? You can't continue at that pace. And as more supply comes to the market, it's going to ease the pressure a little bit. And more homes coming to the market is a good thing, right? It gives buyers more opportunity, gives buyers more options to choose from, but it also likely creates even more inventory, because those sitting on the sidelines waiting for the right property, the right home to come to the market, it now gives them, the confidence to know that there's something out there that meets what they're looking for, and therefore they're more likely to put their home on the market. I have several clients sitting on the sidelines saying, I'm ready to sell my house, but I don't see anything out there. And I don't want to be contingent upon finding a replacement property. I don't want to potentially put my house on the market, go into escrow, and not have a place to go. So as more homes come to the market, you're going to see, more sellers willing to put their homes on the market. But keep in mind, that's a 1-for-1 deal, right? One home goes on the market, one home comes off the market, because those sellers are buyers. So it doesn't really add to the inventory levels the way that you think it would, right? Inventory is going to increase, but as more homes come on the market and sellers put their homes on the market, that doesn't necessarily mean you've got this huge supply coming, because some of those are going to be coming off because sellers are also buyers in those cases. And a moment ago, we were talking about, the housing market potentially bottoming out and what that means. And, the number of sales slowing, does that actually mean anything with regards to housing prices? And it's hard to say, but what I will tell you is that you have this new phenomenon that's going to happen in the housing market, in my opinion, and that's these second chance opportunities. It's these second chance buyers. These are buyers who are in the housing market and are now on the sidelines, not because they want to be on the sidelines, but because of affordability, they've been put on the sidelines. They just can't afford what it is they're looking for because home prices have exceeded, the level in which they can afford, or which they can qualify for. And so if, as more sales come to the market, as more supply comes to the market and things start to slow a little bit, you'll see less craziness in the housing market. You'll likely see some decline in prices in some markets. And it'll give these buyers who have been sitting on the sidelines that second chance opportunity. They can now maybe get into a house, right? Maybe they don't have to go well above the asking price. Maybe they can offer below the asking price and get an opportunity to get that property. And these buyers aren't going to miss that chance. They don't want to risk the likelihood of not being able to buy a property. So once there's properties that are affordable back in their price range, you're going to see demand pick back up in, if prices do decline in some of these areas. Now, I don't necessarily expect a decline, but I think that as you see more supply come to the market, there's a chance of some decline in home prices. Now, let's take a look at what two chief economists are saying about the housing market to give you a housing market forecast, if you will. The first one we're going to take a look at is from the chief economist at Keller Williams. He says, with the pressure on sales from the lack of inventory and rapidly rising prices, we are likely going to see sales start moving towards single-digit year-over-year growth and perhaps some year-over-year declines in Q4 due to last year's divergence from normal seasonal patterns. So he mentioned a single-digit growth versus double-digit growth. That's a good thing. He didn't mention anything about declines there. Keep that in mind. Although he did say you might see a decline year over year, if you will. And again, as we mentioned earlier, you're likely to see some declines when you're comparing things to where they were last year, because the growth, the rate at which things were happening isn't sustainable. So a pullback doesn't necessarily mean a huge decline in prices. It just means a decline from the numbers that we had last year. And lastly, let's take a look at a comment from senior economist at Realtor.com. Although we are beginning to see an improvement in the supply of existing homes for sale and the cost of building materials moderate, which should lead to more new construction, a larger increase in supply is key to rebalancing the real estate market. So we've talked about the housing market being built on supply and demand. As more supply comes to the market, you're likely to see some moderating of the craziness out there. Not a crash, but moderation, right? Smaller growth, but things continuing to move sideways. And that is a good thing. So if you're sitting on the sidelines wondering where things are going to go, if interest rates stay low, you're likely going to continue to see that demand stay strong. We've seen it, right? As rates pulled back, we saw demand pick back up, and we've seen it in those pending home sales. But I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. What are you seeing in your local market? Are you seeing, if homes are sitting longer, are you seeing prices pull back? And if you are they from properties that were overpriced to start with? If you're putting in offers, are you still in multiple offer situations? Are you having an opportunity to be the only one? Just let me know, because this information helps other people out there. And my goal is to continue educating, empowering, guiding home buyers and sellers through this process. So the more information I have, the more I can provide to others and help them out as well. And if you're still watching this and appreciate the content, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. But for now, I will, continue to keep you updated as more information comes out. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I appreciate the support. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.